Imagine for a moment stepping into a space that defies every known law of architecture and physics. Not a cavern, not a hall, but a swirling confluence of deep, ethereal blues and greens interwoven with shimmering golden lines that pulse with an ancient, silent energy. As you enter, the very air around you seems to hum with a quiet power, a gentle vibration that resonates deep within your being. This wasn't merely a room, it was a living, breathing nexus, the clandestine heart of Aquaman's first secret team, a group known only as the Others. And it was here, in this remarkable space, that their journey truly began. This otherworldly base was known, quite simply, as the Living Room, a name almost whimsical for a place of such profound mystical significance, yet perhaps it hinted at the very essence of its being, a place that felt alive, that nurtured, and that connected its disparate members like a family. It wasn't constructed in the traditional sense, from stone or metal, but rather seemed to have been conjured, woven from the very fabric of ancient Atlantean magic itself. It existed beyond the conventional understanding of space and time, a hidden pocket of reality nestled within the vast, uncharted depths of the oceans, yet accessible from almost anywhere. For the Others, the Living Room was far more than just a headquarters. It was their nexus point, their primary artery for communication across immense distances. Imagine being miles apart, perhaps one member on the ocean floor, another in a forgotten desert ruin, and yet, through the subtle pull of this magical tether, a connection could be forged. Thoughts could be shared, urgent warnings relayed, and plans refined with an immediacy that bypassed the limitations of conventional technology. It was as if their minds, through the medium of the living room, became subtly linked, forming a collective consciousness, albeit a temporary one, within its ethereal bounds. But its capabilities extended beyond mere communication. The living room was also a gateway, a marvel of magical travel that allowed its members to traverse vast distances in an instant. One moment, you might be standing on a desolate coral reef, the next, stepping out of the shimmering currents of the living room into the heart of a bustling subterranean city or a silent, forgotten temple. This ability was critical for a team whose dangerous purpose required them to be nimble, to strike swiftly, and to vanish without a trace. It was their secret weapon, ensuring that their movements remained clandestine, their missions uncompromised by the constraints of travel. This remarkable sanctuary wasn't merely a product of Atlantean ingenuity, it was a testament to the depth and power of its ancient magic. Forged in an era when magic flowed more freely, when the lines between the mundane and the mystical were blurred, the living room carried the echoes of an older, wiser Atlantis. It was a haven, yes, but also a crucible, a place where the disparate strengths of the Others could be refined and focused. They were, in essence, a group of outcasts, individuals whose unique abilities or shared history with Atlantis placed them on the fringes, yet bound by a common, formidable purpose. That purpose was both dangerous and vital, to hunt down and secure the powerful and often cursed artifacts of Atlantis. These were not mere trinkets, but relics of immense power, capable of great good or devastating destruction depending on whose hands they fell into. Many were imbued with dark energies, the echoes of ancient conflicts or forbidden sorcery. And so, the living room became the silent heart of their operations, the nerve center from which their perilous quests originated. Before each mission, before they stepped out into the perilous world to confront the guardians of these artifacts or to brave the traps set around them, the living room served as their place of counsel and preparation. Here, strategies were debated, intelligence was shared, and the very real dangers of their tasks were weighed. It was a space for quiet contemplation, for mental fortitude, and for solidifying the bonds between them. They weren't just a team, they were a collective, each member bringing a unique skill, a different perspective, and a shared commitment to protecting the world from the very dangers that Atlantis itself had unleashed or forgotten. The energy of the living room wasn't intimidating or overwhelming. Instead, it was steady, grounding. It provided a sense of calm amidst the storm of their perilous lives, a gentle assurance that they were part of something larger than themselves. It was here that they could truly be themselves, shed the disguises and burdens they carried outside its ethereal walls, and simply exist as individuals united by a shared heavy responsibility. It was a sanctuary not just from the world, but within themselves. And so, the living room was more than just a base. It was a silent witness to their triumphs and their struggles, a constant presence that empowered them, protected them, and bound them together. It was the forge where their courage was tempered, the wellspring from which their coordinated actions flowed, and the quiet anchor that held them steady in their extraordinary quest. It allowed them to be more than isolated individuals. It transformed them into a cohesive force, ready to face the deepest mysteries and the gravest threats. This magical nexus, this living sanctuary, truly underscored the unique nature of the others and the profound depth of Atlantean magic. It reminds us that even in the most dangerous of callings, a place of peace, of connection, and of shared purpose can be the very foundation of success. What are your thoughts on such a mystical and interconnected base? How important do you think a sanctuary like the living room would be for a team undertaking such perilous missions? Share your insights and reflections in the comments below. We'd love to hear your perspective on this fascinating concept.